شهدت أرضها حضارات متراكمة وثقافات تمازجت لأعراق مختلفة، خلقت ثقافة خاصة وثرية احتلتها إسبانيا في القرن السادس عشر، وأطلق عليها إسبانيا الجديدة، حتى تم استقلالها في بداية القرن التاسع عشر. ومع بداية القرن العشرين أصبح اسمها الرسمي المكسيك أو الولايات المتحدة المكسيكية. وخلال العقود الماضية أصبحت المكسيك واحدة من أكبر اقتصادات العالم وقوة صناعية جديدة، بالإضافة إلى تنوعها الحيوي وثرائها التاريخي الذي جعلها تحتل المرتبة الأولى في الأمريكتين والخامسة في العالم من حيث عدد مواقع التراث العالمي لليونسكو التي تجذب ملايين السواح سنوياً.
Thank you so much. Ahlan wa sahlan. My name is Aníbal Gómez, Ambassador of Mexico to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I've been here for a little bit of more than 3 years. I arrived 7th of November of 2018 to the Kingdom. I would say that it has been delightful. I am enjoying very much this country, particularly during this time where I've been witnessing the process of changes in this beautiful country. Saudis are warm. Since I arrived, I just witnessed how warm and cozy are Saudis. Social life is changing dramatically, in positive terms, I mean. I've been traveling around the country, and you can see not only these positive changes that I refer, but also how people in Saudi keep their traditions alive, and people are keeping their origins, but also moving ahead towards the future. I've been in some places in the eastern region, in the west, in the north, in the Riyadh surroundings. I love Dammam, I love Al-Khobar, the Arabic Sea, but also the Red Sea in Jeddah. I've been in Kaud, which is a little bit up to the north from Jeddah. I love to be in Qasim, Al-Qasim, where you see these date farms. I like very much Alula. It is a place surrounded by rocks and mountains, but also with a historical site, archaeological sites. I have to mention that there is a Mexican hotel, a Mexican brand hotel in Alula, which is very well connected with the environment, with the nature. But also places such as the Empty Quarter, which is something interesting for foreigners. So in that region where apparently there is nothing, but there is so rich in nature, the desert. So I think there is a lot of things to see, and it is worth it to come back again and to enjoy them. Well, you're right, 70 years of bilateral relations between our two great countries. Last September the 12th marked this anniversary. And most importantly, that in these 70 years, Mexico and Saudi Arabia, they haven't had any single issue at all. Just respect, just a very positive friendship. And now we have built a path. And on this path, we are building a stronger relationship in several fields. We have a robust framework of bilateral instruments, around 16 now bilateral agreements in several fields. Most of them were signed during a state visit in 2016, but our interest in increasing this framework is permanent. Last September, both governments signed a memorandum of understanding on cultural cooperation, taking the opportunity that the Minister of Culture of Saudi Arabia, His Highness Prince Badr, was in Mexico attending a big summit on cultural matters. And well, we took this opportunity to sign this memorandum of understanding. So the interest is permanent, is real, and we have signed different memorandum of understandings and agreements on political dialogue, on energy, on labor, education, science, between our diplomatic academies.
العلاقات السعودية المكسيكية هذا العام 2022 تحتفل بمرور 72 عاما على قيامها، وهذا مؤشر على عمق وتاريخ طويل للعلاقة بين البلدين. والتاريخ الطويل هذا للعلاقة أيضا كلل بالسنوات الأخيرة بتوقيع العديد من الاتفاقيات وبزيارة لفخامة الرئيس المكسيكي للمملكة عام 2016، ثم توالي زيارات وزراء الخارجية وقيادات من القطاع الخاص، وكان آخرها هذا العام اللقاء رجال الأعمال السعودي المكسيكي في الرياض. وأيضا شهد هذا اللقاء الإعلان عن قيام مجلس أعمال سعودي مكسيكي لرجال الأعمال. السعودية تعتبر دولة محورية في اقتصاد المنطقة وأكبر اقتصاد في اقتصاد العالم العربي. المكسيك أيضا تعتبر الاقتصاد الأكبر والأقوى في أمريكا اللاتينية.
I visited some museums. The National Museum here is incredible, but also the Cultural Center, IFRA Cultural Center in the Eastern region, which is a magnificent building where it is concentrated not only some museums, but cultural activities, even some Mexican restaurants. Well, there's a Mexican chef in a restaurant within IFRA, so I was impressed when I learned that a Mexican chef was working in a restaurant. It showed Saudi Arabia is showcasing that is open to the world, to find in all of these places these expressions of culture, of art, engage with other, not only artists, but with people from other countries. It is amazing. I've been in several festivals, Alcon Festival, the Camel Festival, and also Riyadh Season, the Boulevard, which is incredible. Also the Diriyah Gate. I attended the inauguration of the Diriyah Gate 3 years ago, exactly. In Alula, there is also this historical site and this building of mirrors that was built behind the rocks, and when I attended a concert there, during Alula, during this winter Atentura festival, which was incredible to see at night the rocks behind the stage. So this is something incredible.
المكسيك بحكم أنها دولة منتجة للنفط، تعاونها مع المملكة سوف يفيد في استقرار امدادات الطاقة وفي استقرار أسعار البترول، والجهود اللي بذلتها المملكة للتنسيق بين الدول المنتجة خارج إطار أوبك، بالذات التنسيق مع روسيا ومع يعني كان لها انعكاس إيجابي على منظومة الطاقة في العالم، على استقرار أسعار البترول وإلى تغليب المصالح العليا للدول المنتجة. فحسن التنسيق بين الدول المنتجة والمستهلكة يعني كان له ثمار. لذلك المكسيك تستطيع علاقتها القوية مع المملكة في الجانب التجاري والجانب السياسي أن تنعكس على تعاونها ورغبتها في التنسيق في قضايا الطاقة، وهذا بلا شك يخدم موقف المملكة ويخدم موقف الدول المنتجة.
We have been working to strengthening our political dialogue, but also to increase our economic relations. That is our second goal. Political dialogue, economic approach, but also promotion and to increase our presence in the kingdom, our cultural presence, and also tourism. I think there are four main fields. And I can say that in the last year, or in the last year and a half, we have held several high-level meetings and encounters between two countries. Our foreign ministers have met 3 times in a year, and in less than a year, and they will meet soon, before the end of the year, our foreign minister, but also Minister of Investment, His Excellency Khalid Al-Fahli visited Mexico last June, and Minister of Culture visited Mexico last September, and we have received here in the kingdom several delegations. Governor of Yucatan, which is one of our states in Mexico, visited the kingdom last November. So we are working very hard to continue strengthening the relationship between our two countries.
الاتفاقيات من حسن حظها أنها غطت مجالات كثيرة بالذات في المجال السياحي والثقافي. هناك اتفاقيات وقعت بين وزارة الثقافة السعودية ووزارة السياحة المكسيكية، وهناك اتفاقيات وقعت في مجال البتروكيماويات وفي مجال تبادل الاستثمار وتطوير الصناعات البترولية والكيميائية.
Saudi Arabia has great potential, definitely. Saudi Arabia has a lot of experience hosting foreigners. You know more than me that a lot of pilgrims come on regular basis every year. Around 8 million, 10 million pilgrims come to the kingdom every year, and this represents a solid background, a solid experience for Saudi to continue moving to reach its goals. These goals that, what you know better than me, is to get to reach 100 million visitors, international visitors, in the years to come. The country will reach its goals in tourism terms, because most importantly, you have something unique, which is your people. Saudis are welcoming people, are warm, and it is something that I compare with Mexico. In Mexico, our success, it is based not only in our infrastructure, We have been working for 40 years in the tourism sector to develop beautiful resorts in the beach, in colonial towns, in all the regions of Mexico. And this is something that Saudi Arabia is planning to reach by 2030. Mexico is among the top 10 countries receiving international visitors, and Saudi Arabia will have its place within these top 10 countries, I am for sure. Changes are part of history. Evolution is natural. But when the evolution is guided, the changes are guided through a real leadership, which is happening in Saudi Arabia. Well, you can see these changes moving in not only in a positive way, but also in a real terms. What I mean is that you have seen these changes moving very, very fast. We have around 520 Mexicans registered in the kingdom, living in the kingdom, but there are more than that because we don't include spouses or children. So if you add them, there will be a larger community than 500 Mexicans only. And most of them are professionals working in companies and industries related to oil industry and service providers for the oil industry. There are some Mexican companies based here in the kingdom. They produce pipelines, but there is also another one related to entertainment, for instance, Cinépolis. I don't know if you have heard of this brand. This is a chain of cinemas in Mexico, which is the largest cinema operator in Latin America and the fourth largest in the world.
السعودية هي جزء من حضارة عربية وحضارة إسلامية لها امتدادها التاريخي الكبير. أيضا المكسيك هي نتاج حضارة عريقة وعميقة، وهناك جوانب مشتركة في الحضارتين يمكن استثمارها وتطوير منتجات سياحية وثقافية. والمكسيك فيما يخص الشق الثقافي قد تكون قريبة من العالم العربي، فمنظومة القيم يعني بالنسبة لأمريكا الجنوبية والمكسيك وأمريكا اللاتينية تقريبا تتشابه وتتقارب في بعض الأمور في الحضارة العربية والحضارة الإسلامية. لذلك هناك مجال جيد لتطوير ما يخص الشق السياحي والثقافي، وهذا الجانب يعني غطته الاتفاقيات اللي وقعت في 4 أو 5 مجالات. في مجال التعاون الثقافي وقعتها وزارة الثقافة مع حكومة المكسيك، والمكسيك أيضا لها عمقها في صناعة السياحة، في صناعة المنتجعات، فيمكن أن تستفيد منها المملكة في نقلتها ومستقبل التنمية السياحية اللي احنا نشوفها الآن. وفي الفترة الأخيرة وقعت اتفاقيات بين تجمعات تجارية سعودية ومجموعات تجارية متخصصة في الاستثمار السياحي وبناء المنتجعات مع المكسيك، وبدأت يعني بوادر هذا الاتفاق.
In the past 2 years we have presented some exhibitions about our two cultures, the similarities between our two cultures, and this is the beginning of more prosperous exchanges between our two countries. These exhibitions were related to the textile industry in both countries, and we have a lot of similarities. If you see your typical dresses, because you have several regions here in the kingdom, and your typical dresses look alike, like Mexican dresses. One of our exhibitions that was held in September 2021, we presented 2 rows of dresses, one of Saudi dresses and one Mexican dresses. It was very, very nice and fun to see people guessing which row was the Mexican and which row was the Saudi. So it was very, very, very nice. And based on this previous work that we have held in 21 and 22, we are preparing some other exchanges in the years to come. And thanks to this memorandum of understanding that was signed last September, we will have a solid background to continue these exchanges. I'm very happy to be here. This is my first post as ambassador. It has been a great experience. I've been working in different places in the world, but definitely this is something different, something very valuable, not only because the process of changes that I've been witnessing, but also because Saudis, that they host international visitors and foreigners as their own. So this is very, very important as a diplomat when you are in a foreign country. Saudi has everything to continue growing, to continue increasing its presence in the world, and I hope to see more Saudis visiting Mexico and more Mexicans visiting Saudi. Al Saudiya, Bilad Jamil.